I got one kid in my DMs every day is just steroids. And I'm like, all right. And then I get the one guy who just DMs about how attractive you are and how he's in love with you. And where's this guy?
I ate some mushrooms about an hour ago.
Oh, nice. Mark has probably better aesthetics, but we all know Brian is 100% better in bed. March 10th, does Brian have one too? May 5th, Brian is so hot.
Christ.
May 12th, Brian is so hot. Tuesday, 10:39 p.m. Brian is so hot. At least he's consistent.
Yo, the stock exchange is literally just a fucking, like, a TV set.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's so funny that people even still show up there to, like, fuck around. And you're like, what are you guys actually doing in here?
I ask myself that a lot when I show up here.
That's why you never show up here.
The red or blue pill. It's like I took both pills. Now I'm here doing the weekend edition of This Week in Money.
Welcome back.
Back to the weekend edition. We're casual.
Weekend edition. Yes, we're here. It's the weekend. Mark has a big conference coming up this week.
Big conference.
Where are you going?
I'll be going to Miami, which is funny because our first story is this the worst date ever? Brian, an unidentified woman, she is accused of drugging and stealing from her Miami date. She allegedly stole $600,000 worth of jewelry, including 2 Rolex watches, a gold chain, Franco gold bracelets, Cartier sunglasses, and last but not least, a rose gold diamond ring. What do we think about this?
It's probably all rented anyway, right? Isn't that
or fake?
Look,
if you're picking up an escort during Bitcoin Miami week, like you probably deserve to have this happen.
It is Bitcoin Miami.
But they saw her coming out on the camera where she's holding 2 solo cups, one of which was the one she drank to remove her evidence, the other of which was probably the guy's that had the drug in it of choice that put him to sleep, and then he woke up at noon, it was all gone. But this happens all the time.
Yeah, it sounds like an average weekend in Vegas.
Pick up an escort, in a hotel bar and then think nothing bad's going to happen.
Speaking of hot dates, a lot of action this week coming up with the Vanderpump.
Crazy what went on.
Crazy. Last Wednesday, we witnessed reality
TV history.
TV history. I can't read this. TV history.
As hashtag Scandoval.
Scandoval.
You got to get your eyes checked. Finally hit our screens in the season finale of Vanderpump Rules. I got this friend Bailey, and she calls me all the time to describe the show to me. I'm like, I'm not listening to a single word that you said on this. She's like, Mark, you just have to watch it. It's crazy. So shout out to Bailey for making me
But you still didn't watch it.
I watched it. Yeah,
Did you watch it?
I love Shanna Shea. She's my favorite character in Vanderpump. Like, the Vanderpumps, they rule, Brian. Okay? And, like, this was just, it was crazy.
Yeah, what a wild, finale.
It was crazy. And to all our Vanderpump Rules fans out there, I'm still in shock.
Scandoval.
Now it's time for our favorite girl boss, Elizabeth Holmes, to report to jail in Bryan, Texas. Elizabeth Holmes, who now wants to rebrand as Liz, which is usually the sign of a midlife crisis.
You see that New York Times puff piece about her?
Yes.
What a fucking sham. Yo, she's got high-paid PR people. What a genius move.
But she has $452 million in restitution to the victims of the company's fraud. I bet she's going to pay that back.
Yeah.
She'll get out. She'll be like Billy McFarland, start like Theranos 2.
Yeah.
And this time it'll be CVS that falls for it instead of Walgreens.
Yeah. Montana just became the first state to ban TikTok in a groundbreaking...
Thank God.
Yeah, the state governor said that the new bill will help protect citizens' private information from being compromised, especially by the Chinese government. The app stores that offer TikTok will be fined up to $10,000 a day for each day that they are not in compliance. But don't worry, because the ban won't take effect until January 1st of next year, so you've got a lot more scrolling that you can do ahead of time. What do we think about Montana?
Cannot be more supportive of my friends in Montana.
Not very American of you.
Look, the fucking Chinese are out there using ByteDance, taking our data with this. Did you watch the testimony from the CEO?
I did.
He couldn't answer anything. It was the biggest fucking show I've ever seen. So I love this. Look, there's no reason why we should allow this to be like put out there, taking our data, and then pushing all this shit to, the future of America when they're pushing to the Chinese actual intelligence shit. And then even the ACLU is pushing back on the side of the Chinese with this. And it's like, they're fucking getting in and they're gonna take over, and we're allowing them to do it. So our friends in Montana, keep pushing back on this. No more TikTok. Ban TikTok.
Montana is a very beautiful place for this whole battle to go. Is George Santos getting kicked out of Congress?
Hopefully so.
Oh, man. So George Santos getting kicked out of Congress. Not on the Republicans' watch, though. On Wednesday, the House Republicans blocked Democrat effort to
expel Santos from Congress. Republicans are pushing to move the matter to an ethics committee rather than voting to kick Santos out. As a reminder, George Santos is facing 13 federal charges of fraud, money laundering, as well as other crimes and lies. Did you see the outfit he wore to this? He looked like
Don
the
status.
villain.
Don.
And it's like, dude, horizontal
Honestly,
pinstripes
what a
on this.
fucking move.
I mean,
Like-
the amount of money that is going to come out that has been behind this guy. He raised $3 million in his campaign. So that's a reason why these charges are being brought, because God knows where that money came in. They funnel it in because he's running in a swing district. The Republicans take the seat. Now you have Kellen Curry, who I had coffee with earlier this week, who's running against him. And so there's a potential that this may go to a special election. And what that would do is it would allow for the Republican Party in New York to then nominate one of their own to hold the temporary congressional seat until the election next summer. So I think, personally, I'm going to be supporting Kellen Curry, who's a great individual, Air Force Academy alum, armed combat veteran. He also worked at JP Morgan as vice president. So
How much is he paying you, huh?
Nothing. Listen, I'm supportive of the next generation of leaders who are going to kick out someone like this.
God, Long Island just printing out some of the finest.
If this was going to happen anywhere, it would be Long Island.
Yeah.
How are the Shrooms feeling?
Yo, they're feeling good. I'm fucking waving right now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like, walk me through your head right now. Like, you're looking at that teleprompter.
I can barely read half what's on the screen, so I'm just
I'll take the
going
next
along
one.
with it.
Oh!
Yo, this is my favorite topic.
Let me brief
Let's-
the
let's-
audience
yeah,
on This
let's do
Week
it.
in Money. So lawmakers...
All right.
Oh, sorry. We've been told not to slam the table, so we're going to try and be calmer. Lawmakers, Brian, have introduced legislation requiring AM radios in new cars. 8 of the top 20 manufacturers have actually started to not offer AM radio in their new cars, saying that it interferes with the electric engines. So there's been a bipartisan bill from Ted Cruz and Ed Markey of Massachusetts that is going to mandate that all new cars have AM radio in it. They're saying that it's a public service, that all of these safety alerts go out there. What do you think about the necessity?
And it's free.
And
it's free. Nothing beats 1010 wins New York. Turn it on.
No clue what that is.
Consistency. Come on. You got to drive your car more often. You're in the back of too many Ubers. I love this. Keep it alive.
So how does this, though, go with, in a free market? This is something not many people are using, right? But it is
Clearly
something...
not. You got truckers using it. You got a lot of people using it.
I think the real issue, though, is if we're saying that this is a primary way for actual alerts to go out to people in rural America, why don't we actually get high-speed internet access to everyone in rural America,
We
right?
should do
Why
that
doesn't
too.
Congress do something like that?
Yeah.
I think there's something more behind this, especially when you think about the fact that Ted Cruz has this massive deal with iHeartRadio that takes his podcast and then pushes it to 864 AM radio stations across the country. Makes you wonder. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, it's backed by a Democrat too. You got to keep it alive. I mean,
I wonder where the lobbying money's coming from.
and that's it for
This
Week in
Week in Money, Weekend Edition.
Thank you for having us. Mark is going away this week, so we will see you.
I will be in Miami, and hopefully I will not be drugged by any escorts and lose my watch and bracelet and pink rose gold ring, as well as Cartier sunglasses.
Good luck down there, and
I'll need it.
we will see you next week.
For Next Week in Money.
Should take more mushrooms before I do
Yeah,
these
right?
episodes in the future.
More mushrooms.